Well, let's recap. You said 8 of spades and 10 of hearts. Still the problem is no proof. No proof, and I sense that you all want proof. But the problem with magic is that it's very difficult to get proof of magic. Because by definition, in a magic trick, it works very differently than everything else. In magic, instead of what normally happens, the more you know about the trick, actually the less you understand about the trick. And I'll explain that as well. So normally, when a magician has you pick a card, he'll fan out the deck like this to you, he'll take a card out, he'll put it back in the deck, shuffle it, and then move on. But that's not entirely fair. Because if I get to handle the card at any point, I have control over it, and I can see it, I can move it somewhere where maybe you don't want me to see it, and so that's not fair. Also, if I were to just show you the cards like this, then I could see the back of your card, and if these cards were marked, they're not, but if they were marked, I would be able to see it. So let's fix all of that. I'm going to riffle the cards back on the corner like this. You're going to say stop. And you will look at that card. I will look away so I can't see the front of the card. But even if I was looking in this direction, I couldn't see the front and I couldn't see the back of your card because I was staring at the back of the deck, not the card. Right? So let's try that and I'll get a bunch of you to see it. So go ahead and say stop whenever you want. Right there. Got it? I'll show a couple of people in the front ones. Yes, got it? Perfect. So I actually want you to know more about this trick even than this. Okay? You saw the card, yes? Great. What I want you to do is, and if you saw the cards in the front row, you can see this as well. As I go through the deck, I'd like you to look for your card, see your card, and make sure that it is in fact in the center of the deck and that there's only one. Did you see your card somewhere? Yes? And it's not on top or bottom, it's somewhere in the middle, and there's only one, yes? Okay. This is where you trust them. But now you know quite a bit about this trick. Yes? You know I couldn't have seen the front or the back of your card. You know I never took it out and put it back in. And you saw that the card was in the middle and that there's only one of it, and some of you in the front row saw it as well. Yes, so for my sake, you name your card for me? 8 of diamonds. So we know a lot about this. And that's why it's very difficult to understand why your card could be there. But this doesn't just work in my hands. This isn't only a thing that works in my hands. So you would help me. Would you help me out as well, actually? Can you just lift off about half of those cards? Great. And now we'll put this back right here, and you can put that back on top. Great. It's amazing, and yet, still not proof. It's not proof. In fact, any one of you could go home today and tell all of your friends and family that you saw, by far and away, the greatest magician in the whole world. And you will say that. But they won't believe you. I could even give you this 8 of diamonds, and you could show them this is the 8 of diamonds that kept coming back to the top, and they would not believe you, probably because at that point they would think you're crazy. But this is because there's no proof. So even though it's very difficult to get that far, we're going to try to get some proof. I'm going to do the exact same trick. I'm going to do the same thing, but in a much cleaner, much more difficult way, in a way that will give you proof that magic is happening. Jessica, you do me a favor as I go through the cards. Just say so. Right there? Okay. If you wouldn't mind, take the Sharpie marker and write your name there on the 6 of. Great. So we now have the 6 of clubs, and that, with your name on it, will stay face down in the deck for now. And if you wouldn't mind, would you also say stop as I go? Right there? Okay, great. So you get the Sharpie marker as well, and if you would write your name on the 5s. Perfect. So now we've got 5 of diamonds. So your 5 of diamonds and your 6 of spades. Yes? Now we'll simplify this greatly and only use these 2 cards. We don't actually need the other 50. But to make this even more difficult, I'd like you to put your hand down like this right on the table. Face up, great. Eyes into the center of the other thing. Great, and you palm down like this. We're going to use your two, and this is going to be done in your hands, okay? Perfect, and you can put your hand right there on top. So your 5 of diamonds is on top right now, and your 6 of clubs is underneath. The cards are both signed in your hands, and no other cards to distract. The 6 of clubs will rise to become the top card. You lift up your hand for me? Oh, look, it worked. No, it did. Because I said that the 6 of clubs would rise to be the top card. And it has. Because it's not 2 cards. It's now 1 card. 5 of diamonds, 6 of clubs. Not 2 cards flew together. 1 card, signed on this side by you, signed on this side by you, risen to be the top card. That is for you. Thank you very much, everyone. So that's our show.